Hello, my name is Gauri. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Hope you enjoy the video. Please show support by subscribing. Thank you.
This oldest church we came across on the way to Ollantaytambo, and it has exotic murals and gold covered statues of Mary and Jesus. Definitely worthwhile seeing. This is outside the church on the steps where I was befriended by the locals. The children seem to be attracted to me wherever I go, maybe because I always give them treats. Beautiful sceneries like this, the valleys and the mountains, and it's just all around us, everywhere where we are driving. And this particular scenery was again on the way to Ollantaytambo. This is a picture that was taken on the way to Ollantaytambo, where we stopped overnight before going on to the 4-day Incan trail on towards Machu Picchu. This picture was taken on the way to Ollantaytambo during one of our quick pit stops. This is a picture taken on the way to Ollantaytambo from Cusco with the Andean mountain ranges in the background. This photograph is taken in Ollantaytambo, where we stayed overnight prior to our Machu Picchu trek. And the stairs we see here in front of us are the ones that we had to climb in order to get to further temples. Again, like the temples were Pre-Incan and Incan in nature. This picture was taken in Ollantaytambo, a good example of the doorways, how trapezoidal shaped it is to accommodate earthquakes. Porters here are getting ready for our 4-day trek to Machu Picchu. Once everything is organized, they carry everything on their back. We had 17 porters, main cook, secondary cook, and a main guide and a secondary guide. In this picture we see in the distant background there the Dead Woman's Pass, or Warmi Vanuska as the Peruvians call it. But where I am is another pass that we had to finish off before resting for the night, called Runkurakay. We have finally reached the top of Runkurakay Pass at 3,900 meters. These structures we see at Runkurakay was probably used by the Incans for military purposes. Ahead of us is the Dead Woman's Pass, or Warmi Vanuska, at 14,000 feet. This is on our 2nd day on the trail. Well, I finally made it. I've reached the top of Dead Woman's Pass. Wow, what a climb that was. Well, here's proof that I climbed Warmi Vanuska, or the Dead Woman's Pass, at 14,000 feet. This picture was taken on the way to Machu Picchu. In the distant background there we see Mount Veronica on the start of our Machu Picchu trail. This is the mighty Urubamba River, taken at the start of our Machu Picchu trail. This is another holy site for the Incans that we viewed from the top of the mountain where we were standing on the way to Machu Picchu. Notice that snake-like design we see here. Incans, again, they always try to incorporate snake or condor or lizard, the animals that they believe are communicators to God. This picture was taken on our 3rd day on the trail, where the surroundings start to become more tropical in nature. We saw this beautiful orchid on our 4th day, closing in on Machu Picchu. This local family we saw on the trail, they brew Chicha beer from the corn that they grow, and the beer is so potent that only the locals would dare drink it. Guinea pigs are a delicacy in the Peruvian menu during festival times. And in this house, inside where they brew Chicha beer, they also grow guinea pigs for marketing purposes. Here's a future Chicha beer maker. This structure is what the Quechuan calls a tambo. Tambo means resting place. We enter into Machu Picchu through the Sun Gate, and we see Machu Picchu in the distance there. Pretty dramatic looking Huayna Picchu, and also the winding roads that the buses take to get to Aguas Calientes, where we stayed overnight before coming back again up to Machu Picchu the next day. The beautiful and magnificent Machu Picchu. Wow, can't believe it. Finally made it to Machu Picchu. Another close-up picture of the Machu Picchu architecture. And the mountain we see here is the Huayna Picchu, which rises about 2,050 feet above the river Urubamba. Another perspective of Machu Picchu. This building we see here in front of us not only houses the sundial used for forecasting weather patterns, but also the astronomers study the stars from there. We are looking at the temple of sun god in Machu Picchu. Again, for the Incans, the sun god is the most important god, because without sun there can be no survival. This is the sundial in Machu Picchu. Here is the temple of Viracocha at Machu Picchu. Viracocha, of course, is the ultimate god for the Incans. In the background we see a bit of a climb there to the building structure where they house the sundials and where the astronomers read stars from. This is the Temple of Three Windows, or better known as Temple of Eternity in Machu Picchu. This is another view of the Temple of Eternity. Notice the three windows, how the sun is shining through it, and this is why it's called Temple of Three Windows as well. This picture was taken after I reached the top of Huayna Picchu. Huayna Picchu means young spirit, and Machu Picchu means old spirit. One more picture from the top of Huayna Picchu. You can see Machu Picchu in the background right below me there.
Hi, I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.